As the 2024 season rapidly approaches, what are the three biggest what ifs for Arkansas football this season? Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn notifications. Check us out via podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, SECUnfiltered.com. We're brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Guys, download the Prize Picks app or go to prizepicks.com. And when you do, use promo code SECU for a first deposit match of up to $100. Again, that's our friends at Prize Picks. Promo code SECU to get your first deposit match today. Kickoff is nearing in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and it's a huge season for Sam Pittman and the Hogs. Bobby Petrino's in town. You got a brand new gunslinger at quarterback. There's optimism on the defensive side, and there is one hell of a schedule awaiting Woo Pig Sooie. Guys, what are the three biggest what-ifs for Arkansas football this season? Of course, guys, hypothetical conversations. What if this happens? What if that happens? I've got three in mind that could go one way or another, and it'll go a long way in shaping the Hogs' 2024 season. So, guys, with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into it. And we start, guys, I just mentioned, there's a level of optimism and excitement in Arkansas that you look and you say, why is that there? You just went 4-8, right? Where is this coming from? Enter Bobby Petrino. And if you watch the spring game, and I know it's a spring game, and you look at the offense, and of course, guys, you go back to Bobby P's tenure there about a decade or so ago, a little bit longer than that. Like, the most success Arkansas football has had in recent memory was when Bobby Petrino was at the helm. Guys, there was not a more influential and a bigger hiring of an assistant coach, certainly a coordinator, or probably, guys, of any coach, than the hiring of Bobby Petrino. It was crazy how the mood, it was just flipped in Fayetteville once he was hired. So, guys, when I look at this season, and also, too, you added some other offensive pieces. You added Taylon Green from Boise State. Again, you go back to that spring game, and I know it's a spring game, but there were things you felt like to be really excited about. And, of course, the hype meter, right? It's interesting. You go into spring games and stock up, stock down. Like, what's the hype level after it? Like, what does the performance look like? Arkansas was one of those teams, and it's a fun case study. They were one of those teams where, because of the performance in the spring game, the hype meter just went through the freaking roof. Like, holy smokes, here's Bobby Petrino. Look at the offense. Look at the throws Taylon Green is making. This is going to be a lot of fun. Guys, my first what if for the Hogs this year. What if Taylon Green is the right trigger man for Bobby Petrino's offense? We know what Bobby Petrino can do. Bobby Petrino can cook. Bobby Petrino can dial it up. You can say whatever you want about him off the field and morality. I don't really care. He's one of the best offensive minds in college football. And Taylon Green, like, you look at his build, guys, he reminds me a lot of KJ Jefferson. Like, really, truly. But what was KJ's problem? The offensive scheme was trash, and he struggled throwing the football. And that's been one of Taylon Green's biggest knocks as well, guys. We know he can run it. We know he's a dynamic runner. He's going to be dual threat. He's going to make plays with his legs. Is he going to be accurate enough in the passing game to be a real threat and to maximize what this Hogs offense can do? But, guys, you look at that spring game. And, again, I know it's a spring game, but here's the thing, guys. When you're dotting it up and you're throwing dimes, I don't care when it is, especially when it's live bullets. You got the pads on. We're not talking about 7-on-7. We're not talking about being out there in a helmet and a t-shirt. Like, this was live action. And Taylon Green, at minimum, showed his ability to make those throws necessary to win in the SEC. So what if Taylon Green is the right trigger man, guys? Bobby Petrino has shown in years past, when he's got the right trigger man, watch out. This thing can be lethal. This thing can be dangerous. And Bobby Petrino can field an offense good enough to pull an upset or two, to make some things happen, to catch some teams off guard. I mean, Bobby Petrino, he's one with less talent. He's one with more talent. He's one with average talent. Doesn't really matter. So if Talon Green is the right trigger man, and Bobby Petrino has a lot to do with that in regards to getting the most out of him and making him the best possible player he can be. But what if Talon Green turns out to be the right guy? Because I've got all the faith in the world in Bobby Petrino. I think the offense, the scheme, this team is going to be put in positions because of the coaching, because of the scheme. They're going to be put in positions to have big-time success. The question is, how good is Talon Green going to be for them? And so what if Talon Green is the right trigger man for Bobby Petrino's offense? And if he is, this Hogs offense is going to be a lot of fun to watch this season. Guys, my second biggest what if for the Razorbacks going into 2024. You know, there's a recipe for a coach getting fired, right? It's not just losing. It's not just how it looks on the field, right? It's not just lack of offensive or defensive production. When you start losing games, and not just losing, but when you start getting blown out on your home field, right? That's when the locals really start to get restless, right? That's when people really start to say, okay, enough is enough. Because think about it, guys. You're a fan. You're tailgating. You're excited. You only get 7 home games a year. If you're Arkansas, you only get 6 because you play Texas A&M and Jerry World. So you only get 6 home games a year. What? You probably only get 3 SEC home games a year because you're going to have 3 non-conference, I would imagine, at home. Sounds about right. I think the math is right there. Either way, you got a limited number of home games that you get to get excited for throughout the calendar year, wake up, go to, and then you just get dragged, right? We saw this last year. It happened against, heck, BYU was an ugly loss. Auburn beat your brains in. And if I recall correctly, the Missouri game was also in Fayetteville. Forgive me if I'm mistaken. I believe that it was. So, you look at this schedule. You got Tennessee. You got Texas. I believe you got LSU. You got Ole Miss. Guys, the home slate, you can look at it one of 2 ways. There's a lot of opportunity. It's also extremely difficult. It's a murderer's row for a home schedule. But again, a lot of opportunity. Guys, what if the home woes continue for Sam Pittman? What if? Because here's the thing. Sure, the schedule's tough. Those opponents I mentioned, they're going to be really good, every single one of those football teams. But you can't go 0 at home and keep your job. You just can't do it. You can't go 0 at home and keep your job. I just don't see it. You're going to have to win at least 1 to make a bowl game. Right? You're going to have to win a home game. You're going to have to pull an upset somewhere to, I think, satisfy this fan base to a point where they say, yes, I support Sam Pittman back in 2025. But what if the home woes continue, guys? What if they do? What if you're not just losing those games at home? What if, for whatever reason, you're getting blown out? What if you're getting run off your own field? And guys, there's a lot of folk, there's a lot of people expecting that. Because you look at the quality of teams. Again, Tennessee, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss. People are expecting that. Some folks are. What will it mean for Razorbacks football moving forward? What if the home woes continue for Sam Pittman? My third and final what if for Arkansas in 2024 is this. And you look at last year, guys, I think one of the most underrated storylines of the season, it didn't get a lot of love because the offense was so bad and the record was terrible. Arkansas's defense made major strides last year. Improved by, I think, 100 yards per game. Improved by, I believe, 90 yards per game in the pass defense specifically, which was atrocious in 2022. Guys, what if the Hogs defense makes another big jump under second-year defensive coordinator Travis Williams? Travis Williams did a phenomenal job last year. And you got a lot of those pieces coming back, led by Landon Jackson up front. I know you got to replace some guys. Losing Pooh Paul Jr. hurt. Let's not sugarcoat that. That hurt. But you added some dudes in the portal. I think in the secondary, you should be solid. I know it's a question, but again, some of those guys you added, I really like. And Travis Williams showed last year he can take what you got, and they made a huge jump forward. So what if they make another one? You couple that with an offense that should be improved. I don't know that it can be any worse, but you couple those two things, and I love Travis Williams in that DC spot going into his second year. I mean, first year, the man, it felt like worked miracles. So what if the Hogs defense makes another big jump, right? What if the defense is even better than it was a year ago? Could that help lead to a season in which Arkansas fans are proud of and are supportive of Sam Pittman returning in the 2025 season? So again, guys, my 3 what-ifs for the Arkansas Razorbacks heading in the 2024 college football season. What if Taylon Green is the right trigger man for Bobby Petrino's offense? What if the home woes continue for Sam Pittman? And what if the Hogs defense makes another big jump under second-year DC, Travis Williams? Guys, that's going to do it all for me. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn notifications. Check us out via podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, SECUnfiltered.com. Until next time, guys, I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in, and we'll catch you on the other side.